First tonight, making way for progress. Producing paper was once the backbone of many West Michigan communities, but changes in the industry have made the need for paper mills a thing of the past. But what should be done with all the huge facilities left abandoned to rot? 24-hour News 8's Mark Thompson was in Parchment tonight, where they started demolition on the old mill there. Mark?
Susie, when the Crown Vantage Paper Mill closed back in 2000, it left hundreds out of work and an eyesore filled with asbestos and other chemicals just sitting abandoned. But after years of planning and raising funds, Parchment, like many other communities that once produced paper, is making way for something new.
3.
With the ceremonial strike of sledgehammers, the walls came tumbling down. The demolition of the former Crown Vantage Paper Mill in Parchment, making way for a future mixed-use development featuring commercial, retail, and residential buildings, and many say much-needed progress.
What amounts to a dangerous eyesore, abandoned property, and turn it into a flat piece of usable property, a clean, safe place.
The plant was Parchment's largest employer and closed back in 2000, leaving some 250 employees out of work, including Michael Porath, who had worked there for 25 years and at the time was making a healthy $60,000 a year, all of which he says he truly earned.
We almost equivocated it to doing time because they used to work us night and day.
But the town, which had been producing paper since 1909, he says, was devastated, as were more than a half dozen other towns that have lost paper mills in West Michigan over the past decade and are having to readjust. In Plainwell, for example, a new city hall is to be built on the site of its old mill, and Vicksburg redeveloped the former Fox River plant into a golf course after it closed down in 2001. Old paper mills, a casualty of an industry that has changed.
When this mill was started, they made the pulp where the trees were, and then they shipped it down to mills like this all over the country.
Now bigger and faster machines can make paper right at the clearing site, making mills like this obsolete, but clearing the way for something new.
So I'm hoping that the phoenix of this place will rise out of that rubble, and finally there'll be some production or some new life in the property.
Parchment is a town of just 1,900 residents, and the mayor says that this project will double its tax base. It will take several years to complete, span some 100 acres along the Kalamazoo River, and amount to a $100 million total investment in that community. Brian?